Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. It's time to rise, shine, and be great. I'm Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me today. Summer is approaching, so now is a great time to get into a workout routine. And why not make it fun? Today, I'm taking you inside of Fort Wayne Cycle House to learn all about their workout classes, and I try a cycle class for the first time. And it's Wealth Wednesday, so Caleb Doan is here to give us advice on timing the market for investing. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
I am outside of Fort Wayne Cycle House located off of DuPont and Lima Road. They offer so many different classes and they're actually the first cycle house to be in Fort Wayne. I'm taking you on the inside, taking a tour, and I'm even doing a class. Let's do it. Joining me now is Becca Neild, the studio and marketing manager here. Hi, Becca.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm so happy to be here. So cycling is so popular and it's such a workout, and you all offer so much more than that.
Yes.
So why don't you start off by sharing with us about Fort Wayne Cycle House?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming. We love having you here. Thanks for coming. We offer a lot more than just cycling. So we were Fort Wayne's first cycling studio.
Wow.
So our owner Laura traveled to many different cities and noticed that Fort Wayne was lacking an indoor cycling studio. So she wanted to be the first to open her own indoor cycling studio. So that's exactly what she did.
Okay.
So we offer cycling, bar, yoga, body sculpting, body tone, bodybuilding, and our very own hydro circuit class, which is a circuit training class.
So this is the oldest cycle studio in Fort Wayne, but you all were just founded a couple of years ago, right?
Yes, in October of 2019, so right before the pandemic started, we opened our doors. We offered Zoom classes as well, so instructors would come into the studio with their phones and laptops, a ring light, and they put on their class, and members were able to join via Zoom and a link, and they were able to still get their workouts in via Zoom. Once the pandemic kind of
settled
down a little bit, we opened our doors at less capacity and introduced social distancing. And then now, of course, things are back to normal.
I love that. I love that journey, because being a business owner is so hard. And when you're hit with something as unpredictable as a pandemic at the beginning, and you're able to push through and be innovative throughout the process, that really shows how well the business will do.
Absolutely.
So I know that your doors are always packed, people are coming in and trying to do all of your classes, as you mentioned, which is so great. And so with it being a cycle house, kind of talk to me about the fundamentals of cycling, because man, it may be different than what people think.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to offer fun. That is our number one, fun, community, inclusiveness. We want people to feel together when they're cycling on a bike. We want them to feel like they're having a great time while they're getting a good workout in. We want them to come in on no matter their fitness level, no matter who they are when they walk out of these doors. We want them to feel loved, encouraged, supported, and like they're a part of something bigger than themselves when they're here. We want them to, vibe with the music. We want them, to just be energized and have a great time. I mean, we have the lights down low, we have the neons going. I mean, we have, choreography going. You're in the saddle, you're standing up on the bikes, you're sitting down on the bikes. It's just a great time. It feels almost like a party.
Right, exactly. And during that workout, I mean, it of course increases your endurance and your capability of doing other workouts. But what does it work on in the body?
Yeah, so you're working obviously your legs, you're working your core, especially when you're doing a lot of the choreography. You're standing up, you're sitting down, you're working on your breath, and then when you do a lot of the choreography, you're working on your arms, whether you're bending, your you're doing this motion, that's working your biceps, you're working your triceps, you're working your shoulders, you're working your back, you're working, basically it's a full body workout.
Yes.
And then of course it's a good, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I mean, those endorphins, they do release dopamine in the brain, so they make you feel good. You're listening to happy music, you're releasing those endorphins, you're releasing dopamine, it's making you feel good, and it's improving your quality of life, it's improving your mental health as well. So.
Yeah, I love that. And you're not doing it alone.
Yes.
You have the encouragement of the class around
Right.
you and the instructor who's full of energy, so bubbly, and really pushes and challenges you, but allows for you to say, okay, breathe, take a rest, and join back in. So it's no pressure.
Right.
You come into a class and you don't feel like, oh my God, I have to overperform. You just go at your own pace.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, so I took a cycle class here. My first cycle class ever. So I'm so excited to share more with our viewers about how to cycle. So stay tuned after the break for that experience.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
All right, guys, I am here in the cycle class and we're gonna get started in just a moment. My first time cycling, as I told you all, and I think this is a really good group, and we're gonna get started now.
All right, we're gonna get started. You got your gear between 7 and 9. You're gonna pick up the speed in the saddle. Everything is right lead, unless I call left. 22 RPMs, right, left. Rising up. 3, 2, 1. Single press, go down. Good. Woo! Okay. Jim, you're on. And one more. Elbows. Single 1 and 1. Go side. Side. Okay. You decide where your gear is. Only you see it. Ready? Finish strong. 3, 2, right down at 3, come on. Optional rise, second time. We're gonna rise shortly. Woo, you can feel it, ready? 4, 3, 2, up, ha. Come on. Add a turn. You have those gentle presses again. Woo! Oh, get it! One more. Woo! Up. Saddle. Great job.
Thank you. Yes.
Bring them up nice and slow. Over to your right. Center. Inch higher. That's left. Center. 1 inch higher. Big pull forward and sit. 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Yay! I did it, guys! Woohoo!
Excellent work. Excellent work.
Well, that was so much fun, guys. As you can see, I am sweating, but I survived my very first cycle class. We'll have more information about the cycle house. Stay tuned. Woo! Back, I would love a tour.
Yes, so we'll start here. So this is our first room of 2 rooms that we have at FW Cycle House. So this is our bar room. So this is where we do bar classes, yoga classes, our hydro circuit, body tone, body sculpt, bodybuilding. Basically anything that's not on a bike is done in this room. This is a dance bar, so it's a ballet. So so bar is, yes, it's used for stability and for extra support for exercise moves. So bar is a combination of yoga, Pilates, and ballet.
I love that. And then you have this machine over here.
Yeah.
What is this that we're looking at?
So this is a hydro rower. So this is part of our hydro circuit class. Our team developed a hydro circuit class, which is a circuit training class. Which is set up of like 6 to 8 stations, including, we have 2 of these water rowers, and then we have weight training stations, and then we bring in 2 bikes, and then we have some ropes that we use. So it's mixed of like weight training and cardio, and so it brings your heart rate up and then back down again. So these are very great machines. They work, you know, your legs, your arms, and your back. And this is water powered, so there's water actually in the dome of this machine. So yeah, you can try it out.
I've seen these. I've never rode with one. So you just and then you
just pull. There you go.
Oh, nice. And you can change the resistance on it?
We just typically try to just go faster.
And
we focus on speed. So
that's awesome.
Yes.
I love that. So this is a part of the station setup.
It is.
And so it kind of reminds me of like an obstacle course, right? You go one station, boom, 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 go to the next one.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yes. So it's so fun. It's high energy. It's fast paced. Our instructors are great. There's always amazing music playing and just very high energy. And you're with a partner, which is super fun and also adds a little bit of the competitive edge and also encouraging and uplifting. And you know, they motivate you to keep going. And so each station is about 4 minutes.
Oh, I love that.
So it's a very quick workout.
That sounds fun. And then over here, I see that there's another room.
Yes. So this is our cycle room. So this is where our 16 bikes are. So this is where our cycle classes are. So again, we offer classic cycle classes and then cycle beats classes. So the difference in those classes are that cycle beats classes go to the beat of the music, whereas our classic cycle classes do not. Both offer a little bit of choreography and they're upbeat, they're super fun, vibrant, just encouraging and really great fun classes.
Becca, thank you so much for giving me a tour. This place is so cool looking, and of course you all offer so much. So if someone is interested in taking one of your classes, where should they go?
Yeah, so they can go to our website at www.fwcyclehouse.com. So that's where they can find the schedule, prices, and all the good stuff about our business. They can also follow us on social media, on Instagram, FW Cycle House, and Facebook, FW Cycle House LLC. We have a lot of fun things coming up. So we are offering free classes on Saturday, June 3rd, which is National Cycle Day.
Oh, yay!
So we are offering some fusion classes. So a cycle bar. So if you've never taken a cycle class or a bar class, so we have it's a fusion class. They're 2 together. So that's exciting. And then we have a cycle tone class, and then we have our classic cycle, and then a cycle beats class. So we have all versions of cycle classes on that Saturday.
Wow.
They're free for the community to try.
I love that.
Again, all day Saturday, June 3rd for National Cycle Day. So booking opened yesterday, Tuesday, the 30th of May. So those are open. So just go ahead and book now. And then Saturday, June 10th, we are actually doing a charity thing in studio. We're raising money for the Owen Shield memorial fund for Owen Shield, who was a senior at Carroll High School who passed away due to cancer last year. So this is the 1-year anniversary of his passing. His brother Gavin is an instructor here, so he leads cycles. So we are doing a whole day dedicated to Owen Shield and his memorial fund. So all those classes, we're just asking a $10 donation per person for those, and it's a full day of classes. And we're doing hydro circuit classes, cycle classes, outdoor sculpt classes, all the things. So so those classes open up 4 days prior to that day as well. So we encourage all the community to just come out, try a class, and let us know what you think.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Becca. I love learning about your classes. And as you saw, there is so much you can do at the Fort Wayne Cycle House. I am so excited to kick off our summer fitness series here. So stay tuned in the next couple of weeks for more workouts and classes and truly experience the magic. We'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday, where each week we give you financial advice, joined by our financial expert, Caleb Doan with Foster Financial. Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, a new day and a new topic. So today we're going to talk all about timing the market just right for investments. And this is something that's quite mysterious because it's like, can you time it or not? But you're going to break it down for us today?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I think this is something that typically comes up whenever we see the market drop like it did in 2022. And it's kind of the phenomenon where people will see, their 401k or whatever it might be drop by 10 or 15%. Then a lot of times they say to themselves, I want to avoid another drop. If the stock market drops 10%, I don't want my funds to go down another 10%. And so what people will say is, okay, I'm going to sell all my investments to cash, wait for the stock market to go down, and then try to time it just right when it's at the trough, buy back in, and then take advantage if there's a market recovery. And of course, the potential pitfall there is nobody truly knows when the market is at its trough to be able to buy back in. And so there can be some drawbacks to trying to use that strategy.
Yes, and that seems to be really the main concept of stocks, right? I mean, having something that's a little more risky, as we talked about before, something that's conservative or something that you can kind of play with a bit. But what do you think when it comes to people actually making that attempt themselves to actually predict what the market's going to do?
Yeah. I think most of the time we see it probably causes more issues because if you dig a little deeper, the perspective behind that is thinking about stocks in a more shorter term environment. They're saying, I think that the stock market's going to go down maybe in the next 6 months or the next year. And what we encourage people to do is not necessarily think about the next 12 months or 24 months when your money's in the stock market, but know that you're invested for the long term. And so we want to establish these goals 3 or 5 years out. And typically, when we look at 3 or 5 years out, we're a little bit more optimistic when it comes to the stock market.
Right.
And so I think there's a study that was done too that said, if you invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 in 1993, so 30 years ago, by 2022, your $10,000 would have grown to over $150,000.
Oh, wow.
So, amazing returns over that time period. Of course, doesn't guarantee the stock market's going to continue to do that, but still, if you would have missed just the top 10 trading days within those 30 years, your returns would have been cut by over half.
Oh, wow.
And so that can tell you, if you're attempting to time the market and you miss some of those good up days, it can really have a drastic impact on your returns. And so that's just missing 10 days. If you missed 30, your returns drop by over 80%.
Wow. And that, of course, is with a more tangible currency. But this happens with Bitcoin and with cryptocurrency, right? And all the NFTs and the craziness that it's like, how do you keep up, trying to predict it? So what do you think is the biggest danger someone trying to do this prediction themselves?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that the danger is really missing some of those potential upswings,
Okay.
Especially when you're in a down market.
Yeah.
The thing that everyone's looking for is the potential recovery that could happen over the next 3 to 5 years, even though the market is still down from its all-time highs.
Yes.
And so historically, we've seen some of the biggest market upswings have happened after the market has dropped, of course. And so then eventually, you look for that recovery. And so when the market's down, that's when a lot of people get this idea that, hey, I don't want any more losses, but if you sell to cash, then you could miss that potential recovery.
Yes, absolutely. And I think we kind of saw a little bit of that this year, with things that have just been happening in the market with inflation and all of that. So do you feel that 2023 is a really great example of the pitfall of it all?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Okay.
Because, I mean, in 2022, of course, the stock market went down. And then even through the beginning of 2023, I mean, we've still had high inflation. Interest rates have still continued to rise. We had banking issues. And, now there's some of the talks of the debt ceiling.
Right.
But still, in Q1 of 2023, the stock market went up pretty significantly. And so if you were somebody at the beginning of the year that was thinking, oh, I want to try to time the market, then you would have missed that recovery in, Q1 of this year. And so that's why we like to encourage people to stay invested for the long term, have that long-term perspective on your investments, and then hopefully realize that recovery if and when it happens.
Yeah, that's great. And these are things that you discuss with your clients, right? So they can kind of get a better understanding and gain sound advice when they come in to see you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Caleb, for sharing with us about our risks today. And I'm excited to talk to you about Women's Wealth Wednesday next week.
Yes.
Thank you. If you would like more information about Foster Financial, give them a call. We'll have their phone number listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Thank you so much for joining me today. To rewatch segments or full episodes of Living Local 15, head over to wayne.com or download the Wayne app. And remember, it's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.